What happens when the richest man in the world doesn't just influence government policy, he takes control of it? Elon Musk has been handed the keys to the US government's efficiency overhaul, and his first move? Staffing it with young engineers barely out of college. Some of them are 19, some were in high school just last year.
He's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute.
And yet, these hand-picked prodigies now hold unprecedented power over federal agencies.
While overnight, the Trump administration fired thousands of federal employees. So far, no word on exactly how many, though it could be upwards of 200,000. We do know the firings targeted the Department of Education, the Forest Service, the Department of Veterans Affairs, an agency that oversees the nation's nuclear weapons, among others.
To Musk's supporters, this is a brilliant shakeup of a bloated system. To critics, it's a dangerous game, putting critical government functions into the hands of people with no experience. So what exactly is DOGE? Who are these young engineers? And most importantly, should you be worried? Let's break it down. What is DOGE? On January 20th, 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order creating the Department of Government Efficiency, D.O.G.E. Its mission? Cut government waste, modernize federal tech, and streamline bureaucracy. Its leader? Not a senator, not a longtime government official. Elon Musk. Yes, the same Elon Musk who runs Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI. The White House originally claimed Musk would serve only as a senior advisor, but Trump himself publicly declared Musk as the one in charge. His reason? Musk knows how to make things move fast, and the US government is painfully slow.
If we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care, there won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit, or all we'll be doing is paying debt. That's why I'm here.
It's important for people to understand he's doing a big job. He's doing a very thankless job. It's really a thankless job. But he's helping us to save our country. Our country was in serious trouble, and I had to get the best guy.
But here's where things get controversial. Instead of filling DOGE with seasoned government experts, Musk hired a group of young, elite engineers, some as young as 19, to lead the charge. And he's given them unprecedented access to government systems.
It's fair to say that the software engineers at DOGE could be earning millions of dollars a year, and instead of earning a small fraction of that as federal employees.
So who are these people? And what kind of power do they really have? Meet the prodigies running DOGE. Musk recruits aren't just young, they're brilliant. Some dropped out of Ivy League schools. Others were building AI startups before they could legally drink. But with great intelligence comes great responsibility, and critics say these recruits aren't ready for it. Let's meet a few of them. Edward Korestein, 19, background high school graduate enrolled at Northeastern University. Role, expert at the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, advising on federal hiring reforms. Controversy, reports suggest Korestein had previous ties to cybercriminal communities, raising alarms about security risks. Source, Wired.com. Luke Farritor, 23. Background, former SpaceX intern, made headlines for using AI to decode ancient scrolls. Role, tech consultant for federal modernization projects. Controversy, critics argue his expertise in machine learning does not translate to running government agencies. Source, Newsweek.com. Gavin Kliger, 25. Background, AI researcher, previously worked at Databricks. Role, advisor at the IRS, overseeing anti-fraud, AI systems. Controversy, critics argue he lacks the financial expertise to handle sensitive IRS data. Source, nypost.com. These young recruits now hold access to key government infrastructure. But is that a stroke of genius or a ticking time bomb? Why is Musk doing this? Musk's entire philosophy is about breaking the rules and moving fast. He believes the biggest problem in government isn't corruption or funding, it's bureaucracy. According to Musk, traditional government workers are slow, outdated, and resistant to change. So instead of bringing in career politicians, Musk is bringing in hungry, young engineers who aren't weighed down by old ways of thinking. His strategy? Cut out middlemen who slow down decision-making, automate outdated government processes, push aggressive cost-cutting measures, even if it means laying off thousands.
In the coming days, as many as 1,000 people at the IRS in Ogden could be looking for new work.
But here's the thing. Revolutionizing the government isn't just about speed. It's about handling power responsibly. And that's where the controversy starts. The major concerns. While some call Musk's approach revolutionary, others call it reckless. Here's what has critics worried. 1. Security risks. Granting top-level government access to engineers in their early 20s? Cybersecurity experts are panicking, especially given reports that some recruits like Korstein may have questionable online affiliations. What happens if that power is misused? Source: Wired.com. 2. Conflicts of interest. Musk now has direct control over government contracts, hiring, and data, and critics argue that his private companies, Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, could benefit. Is DOGE really about efficiency, or is it just Musk setting himself up for even more power? 3. Government layoffs. DOGE's first major move? Slashing budgets. Agencies like the Department of Energy, Veterans Affairs, and USAID have already seen mass layoffs. Musk calls it cutting inefficiency. Critics call it gutting essential services. Source: theatlantic.com. 4. Generational clashes. DOGE is staffed by Silicon Valley whiz kids, but the rest of the federal government, career professionals who've been working in government for decades. Reports say longtime officials are being sidelined, leading to internal power struggles. Source: theguardian.com. So here's the million-dollar question. Are these young engineers truly capable of modernizing the U.S. government? Or is this a dangerous experiment with America's future? Is this genius or a disaster waiting to happen? Elon Musk is known for making the impossible happen. He built Tesla into a trillion-dollar company when legacy automakers laughed at EVs. He launched SpaceX and made rockets land vertically when NASA said it wasn't feasible. Now, he's trying to do the same with the U.S. government. But here's the difference. If Tesla fails, cars don't get delivered. If SpaceX fails, rockets don't launch. If DOGE fails, government services could collapse. So the question is, does Musk's private sector success translate to running a government? Or is this the biggest gamble of his career? Drop a comment below. Is DOGE the future or a disaster waiting to happen?
He's working for free with DOGE. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold.
I wanted somebody really smart to work with me in terms of the country, a very important aspect, because I mean, he doesn't talk about it. He's actually a very good businessman. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
You really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right?
One of the biggest functions of the DOGE team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out. America will go bankrupt if this is not done.
And if you like this breakdown, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.